Have you ever had a period when everything seemed to go wrong at once and you thought, did I step on some invisible landmine in life? Have you ever watched your health, relationships, and mood all slide downhill together and wondered, what on earth is happening to my luck and why does it feel like some unseen blessing is draining away? Welcome back to the channel, my friend. I am really glad you are here for this one, because today we are going to talk about something most people only whisper about when they are desperate, the feeling that your good fortune is leaking away. In the old days, people did not talk about energy fields or vibration, but they were very sensitive. They would look at a person and quietly say, "This child has lost their shine lately. Their blessings are slipping." They were not just being superstitious, they were noticing patterns. In the teaching behind today's script, there is a powerful idea before this fortune fully explodes on the surface. Your life usually sends you warnings. These warning signs are like small holes in a water tank. At first you do not care. Then one day you look up and realize the tank is almost empty. By then you are panicking, asking the heavens why they are unfair, not realizing that for years you yourself have been ticking holes in your own container of blessings. We are going to walk through 10 such hidden signs together, not in a moralistic way, but in a deeply practical way. We will explore how each sign shows up in modern life, how it is linked with karma and cause and effect, how it quietly shapes your destiny, and how you can stop the leaks and refill the tank through wisdom, compassion, and practice. Along the way we will tell stories, because stories are mirrors. Maybe you will see yourself in one of them. If that happens, do not panic. Seeing clearly is already the beginning of turning your fate around. So, take a breath, settle in, and let us start with the most invisible leak of all, the moment when the light in your own heart starts to go out. Imagine you in your early 20s. Maybe you did not have much money. Maybe you weren't tired all the time from studying or working. But you still had a spark. You could eat a simple bowl of noodles on a plastic stool and laugh with your friends. You believed that effort mattered, that people could be kind, that the world was interesting. Even when you failed, you bounced back. There was a glow inside you. Then, slowly, without noticing when it began, you changed. You started rolling your eyes at everything. Things you used to find fun now seem boring. When you see someone succeed, you no longer say, "Good for them." Your first reaction is a sour thought, "They just got lucky." Let's see how long that lasts. When you see someone suffering, there is a tiny, shameful flicker of satisfaction. "At least I am not that bad." This is the first leak, the light in your heart quietly dimming into coldness and cynicism. From one angle, it looks like just a mood or getting more realistic with age. But from the perspective of karma, it is a big deal. The way you look at the world is like the way you talk to the world. If you keep talking to life with contempt, life will reply in that language. You keep saying, "People are selfish. The world is cold." And slowly, the only events and people you notice are the ones that prove you right. The field of your destiny becomes thick with resentment. You harvest what you plant. You can think of a man named Darren. In his youth, he was hopeful and kind. As he grew older, a few betrayals and failures hardened him. He began to treat enthusiasm as foolishness. When colleagues proposed new ideas, he shot them down. When younger people were excited, he mocked them in his head. Over the years, his circle of genuine friends shrank. Opportunities passed him by. He told himself the world had become terrible, not realizing that the first thing that changed was the temperature of his own heart. From a spiritual perspective, Losing that inner light is losing the most important blessing. You have the ability to see goodness and possibility. Without that, even if money and status arrive, your life feels gray. Awakening begins when you catch yourself going numb and ask, when did I stop loving anything? When did I decide it was safer to despise than to care? If your inner flame is flickering, that is warning sign number 1. Not that you are finished, but that you are standing at the top of a slippery slope. The second leak is easier to see from the outside. Your mouth becomes more and more out of control. There is a very old saying that trouble falls from the mouth and blessings enter through the mouth. It does not just mean eat well. It means the way you use your tongue decides whether you are spending your blessings or cultivating them. At first it is small. You vent now and then. Complain about this person. Criticize that situation. Over time, it becomes your default style. You cannot see a social media post without wanting to leave a sarcastic comment. You cannot hear good news without needing to add a pessimistic prediction. Someone shares a happy moment. You say congratulations on the surface while rolling your eyes inside. Someone suffers. You say poor thing but then repeat their story as entertainment over dinner. On the surface, this kind of speech can feel powerful. You always have something sharp to say. Always the last word. Always the witty insult that makes others laugh. But pay attention to what happens over years. The number of people who trust you with their real feelings quietly drops. Friends think twice before confiding in you, because they fear one day you will use their secrets as ammunition. Colleagues avoid you when they are vulnerable. Family members learn to walk on eggshells. What you are losing is not only politeness, you are losing human warmth, trust, and potential allies. You are cutting the threads of human harmony, which is a major component of good fortune in any culture. From the viewpoint of cause and effect, every word that wounds someone's heart leaves an imprint in your own mind stream. Even if the other person never argues back, the sigh they swallow, the tears they wipe away alone, are like little invoices that life quietly files under your name. Later, when you desperately need understanding, you will discover that almost no one shows up. You call that bad luck. On a deeper level, it is a bill coming due. Think of a woman named Sophie. She is brilliant and funny, but her humor is always slightly cruel. For years, she entertains others by making cutting remarks. When she is laid off and needs help finding work, people politely wish her well but do not go out of their way. They remember all the times she used her tongue like a knife. The opportunity to reap kindness is thin, because she never planted much. In practice, the way to repair this leak is not to become silent and stiff, but to become mindful. Before you speak, ask yourself, is this true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? You will not be perfect, but even trying shifts your karma. Every sentence of genuine encouragement is like one more brick in the foundation of your future blessings. The third leak is painful to admit. You suddenly become cold or even cruel toward your own parents or elders. Filial love does not mean blind obedience or allowing abuse. At its core, it means remembering that your life came through these people, that they carried you through years when you could not even feed yourself. It means maintaining at least a basic sense of gratitude and respect, even if you need to hold clear boundaries about unhealthy behavior. Many people as children were affectionate. They held their parents' hands, wanted cuddles, wanted to climb in their lap. Somewhere along the way, they began to feel ashamed of them. My parents are so out of date. Their accent, their clothes, their opinions embarrass me. Calls became less frequent. Messages were left unanswered. Visits became rare. When parents spoke, they were met with eye rolls, slammed doors, harsh words. When you have a little money or status, this can get worse. You unconsciously put yourself above them, as if you are the CEO and they are foolish employees. You call them annoying or backwards. You treat their aging bodies as burdens, their slow movements as obstacles. From a karmic perspective, this is like using a knife to cut the very roots that feed your tree. You are telling the universe, I do not value those who gave me life. The universe listens. Life has a mysterious but relentless sense of symmetry. The way you treat the previous generation is how the next generation will tend to treat you. It is not personal revenge. It is the echo of patterns. Picture a man named Ken. He sends money home but never words of kindness. He talks to his mother sharply on the phone, constantly impatient, constantly correcting her. When she dies, he feels heavy guilt, but the habit is already planted. Years later, when he is old, his own son speaks to him with the same sharpness. Ken wonders, why is my child so ungrateful? Without realizing that he himself rehearsed that script years before. To heal this leak, you do not have to become a saint. Start small. Answer calls more gently. Visit when you can. If your relationship is very damaged, at least practice inner gratitude, whatever their flaws. They carried me. If your parents truly harmed you, your practice might be simply not to add more hatred to your heart, and to treat other elders with extra kindness. In the language of destiny, honoring those who came before you stabilizes your own path ahead. The fourth leak is a habit that looks clever on the surface, the growing addiction to taking small advantages everywhere you go. You can examine your recent years honestly. Have you slowly become that person who always runs to anything free, who always tries to grab more than they need just because they can? At a buffet, you pile your plate beyond what you can finish, then leave half of it uniton. When a friend offers to pay, you happily accept but almost never offer to pay for them. When your company has benefits, you try to divert as many as possible to yourself, without asking whether others will lose out. When you bargain, you think only of crushing the other side's profit, never of the fact that they, too, need to survive. On the outside, this looks like smart calculation. Over time, though, if you watch the lives of people who constantly pick up cheap advantages, you often see a strange pattern: big blood loss in unexpected areas, perhaps an expensive lawsuit, a sudden health crisis, a costly accident, a family emergency that empties their savings. They call it bad luck. From the perspective of cause and effect, it is a balancing of scales. 100 small unfair gains on one side eventually add up into a heavy loss on the other. A person rich in blessings does not act foolishly, but they understand something. Leaving a bit of benefit for others is also leaving a road open for themselves. They know that human goodwill is more valuable than squeezing out the last cent. Wealth is not only money, it is also the invisible network of people who wish you well. If you routinely choose to benefit others just a little, your life quietly gathers those invisible blessings. The fifth leak is when your body starts sending you repeated warning signals that no doctor can fully explain away. This is not about obvious, diagnosable illness that needs clear medical treatment. It is about those vague, recurring issues: constant fatigue even with normal tests, sleep that never feels restful, random chest tightness, palpitations, dizziness, aches that move around, strange discomfort that is never quite serious but never really clears. Often these states are tied to stress and emotion. On a deeper level, They are related to how you treat your body and your life energy. Chronic late nights, chaos in eating patterns, addictive over-indulgence in pleasure, constant explosions of anger, long-term stewing in hatred or bitterness. All of these turn your natural blessings into pressure weighing on your body. Energy that could be used to enjoy life or help others is spent fighting internal wars. Imagine a woman named Nora. She works hard, takes supplements, and yet keeps having heart flutters and stomach issues. Every test comes back fine. Doctors say it might be stress. She waves that away and keeps pushing. Meanwhile, she spends hours each day reliving old grudges, arguing in her head, scrolling through outrage inducing content. At night, she lies in bed replaying everything wrong with her life. Her body is not the enemy. It is the messenger, flashing red lights saying, "I cannot carry this way of living much longer." From a combined lens of traditional healing and spiritual wisdom, many chronic or mysterious issues are the meeting point of karma, exceeds and daily habits. The karmic aspect places you in certain situations. Your habits decide how you handle them. Together, they crystallize into tension and illness. When your body starts ringing its alarm bells, ignoring them is like covering the warning lights on your car with tape. You can still drive, but you are pretending not to see trouble. Instead of only asking, "What pill can I take?" also ask, "How am I using this body? Am I using it with respect? Or am I treating it like a garbage bin for unprocessed feelings and reckless choices?" The sixth leak is heartbreaking in a different way. Your relationships start breaking one after another. Maybe in earlier years, you had a decent network. Friends you could call late at night. Siblings who joked with you. A partner who felt like a teammate. An easier bond with your children or parents. Then, over a certain stretch of time, it feels like your life splits into before and after. Old friends drift away. Siblings argue over everything. Your marriage grows cold or conflict heavy. You find yourself in more and more fights, more silent wars, more distance. Of course, relationships change for many reasons, different values, changing environments, jobs, geography. But it is important to ask yourself honestly, in all these broken connections, what is the common factor? Did my own character shift in some way? Sometimes the truth is hard. You became more defensive, more self-centered, more unwilling to compromise, quicker to criticize, slower to forgive. You began to care only about, "Am I satisfied? Do I feel this is worth it?" while ignoring the impact on others. With each stubborn outburst, each refusal to listen, each harsh judgment, the invisible threads of trust and affection thinned. One by one, the threads snapped. Someone who is rich in blessings may not have a huge social circle, but they usually have at least a few relationships that feel safe and real. Those did not fall from the sky. They were built from years of showing up, keeping promises, being willing to put ego aside for the sake of love. When your blessings are leaking, you often notice the opposite. Your ability or willingness to put love above pride is fading. In spiritual language, every relationship is a karmic field. The seeds you sow, their patience, honesty, generosity, or the opposite, will ripen over time. When you see relationship after relationship crumble, it is wise to step back and ask, what seeds have I been sowing lately? The seventh leak is subtler. You live in constant anxiety and fear, unable to trust life in any way. You may have seen older people who worked their whole life in simple jobs. They did not read many books or listen to spiritual talks. Yet inside there is a basic steadiness. They plant, they harvest, They face storms. They say quietly, life has its own arrangements. They are not naive. They know hardship well. But beneath the hardship there is a layer of trust. Now look at the opposite state. A person whose good fortune is drying up often lies in a mental posture of permanent emergency. Everything must be controlled. Every risk is unacceptable. Every person is suspect. The world is seen primarily as hostile, dangerous, something to be outsmarted before it crushes you. The mind is on high alert day and night, scanning for threats. This is exhausting. It is also a major leak of blessings. Why? Because your attention is the currency of your spirit. When you spend almost all of it on suspicion, worry, and defense, there is very little left for gratitude, appreciation, and openness. And those are the very qualities that attract important insight. Energy follows attention. If you constantly send out the thought, "The universe is against me," you start to notice only evidence that reinforces that. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Not because some God wants to punish you, but because your perception filters reality in a particular way and your choices follow those filters. I heart rich in blessings usually holds a different belief. Life will bring difficulties, but they will carry lessons. I cannot control everything, but I can meet whatever arises with as much wisdom as I can. That kind of trust does not mean passivity. It means you stop fighting phantom battles all day and use your energy for actual practice and compassionate action. The eighth fleek is when your motivation collapses and you start living in a half-up way. Perhaps you used to have grit. When a problem appeared, you would look for resources, ask for advice, experiment, push through. Now, over the last year or two, you notice a troubling change. You feel tired before you begin. You drop every new project quickly. You say forget it more and more. You hide inside entertainment, scrolling, watching, small distractions. It is not simple physical tiredness. It is something like the heart turning to ash. You are not fully lazy, you still function enough to get by, but you avoid any deeper engagement with life. You do just enough to stay afloat, never enough to grow. You avoid responsibility, risk, and effort under the excuse of what is the point anyway. Blessings, in a strange way, require capacity. If you have only one small cup, the river cannot pour much into you without spilling everywhere. If your will and courage shrink, even when opportunities arrive, you will not be able to hold them. You might panic, sabotage them, or walk away from them. Think of blessings like light. You need a solid lamp to hold it. A person who never exercises their willpower, never trains their heart to stay present through discomfort, gradually weakens that inner lamp. Then they wonder why nothing good ever comes to them, not seeing that when something good knocks, they are too numb or fearful to open the door. The ninth fleek is when you stop caring about good and bad actions and start treating cause and effect as a joke. As children, many of us were old stories. If you do good, good will come. If you harm others, there will be consequences. Maybe we took that seriously. As adults, some people begin to scoff. That is just what old people say to scare kids. They start to believe that as long as you are smart enough not to get caught, there is no real cost. This attitude is extremely dangerous for your destiny. When you dismiss cause and effect, you give yourself permission to violate your own conscience whenever it is convenient. You lie when it benefits you, cheat when no one is looking, manipulate when you think you can get away with it, betray trust because you assume time will erase the evidence. But nothing is truly erased. even if no human eye sees. Your deeper mind records everything. Every action plants a seed in your consciousness. When conditions are right, that seed ripens as an experience, sometimes in this life, sometimes in another, but always in a way that matches its nature. This is not magical thinking. It is a law as precise as gravity, simply operating on a level most people do not observe. When you no longer care about what you are planting, you become reckless. You may get short-term benefits, but you are prepaying for long-term suffering. You are not only leaking blessings, you are actively signing contracts for future pain. The 10th leak is perhaps the saddest. You lose all interest in genuine spiritual practice and even feel hostility toward it. Spiritual practice here does not mean only formal rituals, chanting, or temple visits. It means any sincere effort to look at your own mind, to refine your character, to grow in compassion and wisdom. It means the willingness to face your own blind spots, to admit mistakes, to soften the ego, to walk more in alignment with truth. When your blessings are healthy, even if you are busy and imperfect, something in you still feels touched when you hear about kindness, forgiveness, or courage. When you see someone living with integrity, you feel a little inspired. When you hear teachings on cause and effect, or on awakening, or on compassion, you might not understand everything, but you feel, this is good. There is a small seed of reverence in your heart for what is noble. When your blessings are draining fast, the reaction flips. You feel bored, irritated, or angry when anyone mentions spiritual topics. You scroll past anything about karma, virtue, or practice. You mock people who care about inner growth as naive or brainwashed. If someone gently warns you that your path is going off track, you snap. Do not preach to me. From a Buddhist viewpoint, this is a sign that the roots of goodness in your heart are drying up. Once those roots weaken, it becomes harder and harder to listen to wise advice, harder to course minus correct, harder to pull yourself out of harmful patterns. It is like ignoring every warning sign on a mountain road. The car keeps speeding up while the brakes wear out. At this point, you might be feeling uneasy. Maybe you recognize yourself in several of these descriptions and you are thinking, does this mean my good fortune is almost gone? Am I doomed? Take another breath. The point of talking about these warning signs is not to scare you into despair. It is to help you finally see the dashboard of your own life. When a warning light comes on in a car, it does not mean the car should be thrown away. It means, please service me now. Please stop driving like nothing is wrong. In the same way, noticing these leaks is a call to awakening, not a sentence of doom. Every destiny is made of choices, and choices can change. What can you do if you realize you have been leaking blessings? 2 things: stop drilling new holes and start gently patching the old ones. Stopping means you become honest with yourself. You stop pretending that your sarcasm is harmless, that your ingratitude is justified, that your laziness is self-minuscare, that your disregard for cause and effect is clever. You sit down, maybe with a notebook, maybe just with your heart, and you ask, where have I been using my words to harm rather than heal? Where have I turned cold toward the people who once cared for me? Where have I been taking advantage of others, thinking it does not matter? Where have I neglected my body, my relationships, my conscience? Where have I shut my ears to any voice that invites me to grow? You might pick 3 areas that feel most serious and tell yourself, I see you. From today, I will begin, slowly but surely, to change this. You do not need to reinvent yourself overnight. You just need to step out of denial. Patching means you actively cultivate the opposite qualities, not in grand gestures, but in daily choices. If your speech has been harsh, you practice more kindness in your words. You apologize when you realize you have hurt someone. You use your tongue to encourage, to thank, to bless. If you have been ungrateful to parents or elders, you reintroduce small expressions of care: one phone call, one thank you, one moment of listening without judgment. If they are gone, you can still express gratitude in your heart and through caring for other elders. If you have been greedy for small advantages, you intentionally let others have the bigger slice. Sometimes you tip a little more. You pay fairly. You give without calculating every cent. If your body has been crying for help, you start sleeping earlier, eating more sanely, moving gently, breathing consciously. You treat this body as a friend, not a slave. If relationships have been breaking, you examine where pride has blocked connection and experiment with humility. You practice saying, "I am sorry," or "I understand why you felt hurt," or "Can we try again?" If anxiety has stolen your trust, you add small daily practices of grounding, sitting quietly with your breath, walking in nature, keeping a gratitude journal. You train your nervous system to remember that not every moment is an emergency. If you have lost your will to act, you set one small task each day that stretches you just a little beyond comfort, and you complete it. You rebuild confidence in your own capacity. If you have treated cause and effect as a joke, you begin to act as if every choice matters, because it does. You think, "What kind of seed am I planting with this action?" and choose accordingly. If you have grown hostile to spiritual growth, you use that very feeling as your starting point. You might say, "I do not understand practice, and a part of me resists it, but I am willing to stay curious." You listen to one talk, read one page, sit still for 5 minutes. You let the roots of goodness have water again. None of this is about perfection. It is about direction. Every time you walk one step away from ignorance and one step toward wisdom, you alter the future. Now, let us make this as very personal. Think back over your own life. Was there a season when you felt obviously more blessed than usual? Maybe work flowed. Relationships felt warmer. Your health seemed stable. Were there also seasons when misfortune seemed to cluster: illness, conflict, financial loss, inner emptiness, all coming together? If you look closely, can you see differences in your attitude and behavior between those times? Perhaps in your better seasons you were more generous, more trusting, more grateful, more willing to help without overcalculating. Perhaps you remembered to say thank you often, to greet your parents kindly, to give others the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps you had more faith in life, even when things were uncertain. And in your worst seasons, maybe you were more bitter, more selfish, more reckless. Maybe you spoke more harshly, slept less, scrolled more, helped less. Maybe you quietly said to the universe, through your choices, "I do not care about the source of my blessings. I will spend them however I want." And the universe answered, "As you wish." This kind of reflection is not about beating yourself up. It is about discovering the levers of your own destiny. In spiritual traditions, blessings are not random bonuses handed out by a moody sky. They are the result of aligned living, aligned with compassion, with honesty, with effort, with mindfulness, with the laws of cause and effect. You do not have to become a monk or nun to live more in that alignment. You can be a parent, an employee, an artist, a shopkeeper, and still cultivate your field of blessings every day. At the end of this long journey, I want to invite you to try a simple exercise. Tonight, when you have a quiet moment, sit down without distractions. Place a hand over your heart. Ask yourself gently, without judgment, where am I currently leaking blessings the most? See what arises. It might be a memory, a face, a habit, a phrase you always say. Do not rush to fix it. First, just admit it. Then whisper inwardly, I see you. I am willing to change. Then, think of one small concrete action you can take tomorrow that moves in the opposite direction. It might be sending a kind message to someone you hurt, going to bed earlier, deleting an app that fuels your bitterness, spending 10 minutes in silence, apologizing to a parent, tipping fairly, or reading a page of something that nourishes your soul. That one action is like placing your thumb over a tiny hole in your tank. It may seem small, but over months and years, small actions transform destinies. I would love to hear from you. Have you ever gone through a period where you felt your luck or blessings were silently draining away? What signs did you notice in your behavior, your body, your relationships, or your inner world? More importantly, what helped you stop the leak and slowly turn things around? Share your stories in the comments. Your experience might be exactly the wake-up call someone else needs. If this deep dive into blessings, karma, and self-awareness resonated with you, please support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and turning on notifications so you do not miss future explorations about awakening, wisdom, cause and effect, compassion, practice, and how all these weave into the fate of ordinary people like us. If you feel called to walk more closely with this community and help sustain this work, you are warmly invited to join as a member. Thank you for staying with me all the way to the end. May you speak fewer hurtful words and more healing ones. Take fewer unfair advantages and show more generosity. Complain less and appreciate more. Numb yourself less and wake up more. May you no longer live as the prodigal child of your own blessings, but become the wise guardian of your fortune, your heart, and your destiny. There are moments when you see something and your heart simply whispers, this one is meant for me. Bracelet carries more than beads. It carries intention, protection, and quiet strength. Something to guide your thoughts and keep your spirit steady. If you felt that gentle pull toward any of the bracelets shown, the purchase link is waiting in the description, and the full collection is displayed on our channel store. Follow your intuition. It rarely leads you wrong.